Well, May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and skin cancer is a significant concern, with an estimated 1 in 5 people developing the disease by the age of 70. And in Idaho, a state that ranks 50th in the nation for prevention of melanoma, understanding the signs, symptoms, and treatments for skin cancer is crucial for saving lives. We have Dr. Amber Taylor here to share the importance of awareness and prevention, offering valuable insights on how to protect yourself and your family from harmful rays this season. It is so great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I know we know the term skin cancer, but help us understand, what is skin cancer really, and how common is it amongst people, especially when it comes to different types that we should really know about?
Yeah, so any cancer is basically an abnormal, uncontrolled growth. Skin cancer is when that growth is on your skin, which is actually the largest organ in your body. Skin cancer is unique in that it's generally visible. So it's usually a mole or a growth, or even just a spot that kind of has been changing or itching over time. That is generally how skin cancers are found, is just by looking at them.
So Dr. Taylor, help us understand some of the warning signs and symptoms. I mean, you spoke a little bit about some of those, but get a little more detailed.
Okay, so if you have any mole that you're worried about, for starters. Some people are just moley people. They have lots of freckles, lots of growths. Get to know your skin. You could take photos and watch them over time. So anything that's changing, anything that's new that you don't recognize from before, anything that's itchy or scaly or bleeding, especially if it kind of doesn't go away even after a couple of weeks or something like that, where you've noticed it and you think it should have resolved, or really just anything that you look at and you say, hey, that doesn't look right.
Okay. And then what are the ABC of skin cancer? Is that correct?
Yeah, so this is an acronym that we use to kind of help people determine which moles we should be worried about. So asymmetry, where it's not like a nice little round thing where it has kind of unusual borders. Color changes. D is for diameter, where it's a larger size. Or E is evolution, where it's just changing over time. We are really interested in the moles that are changing.
Okay, all right. So remember your A, B, C, D, E of skin cancer, and of, like you said, get to know the surface of your body. I mean, we have a lot of skin.
We do.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so maybe perhaps like your spouse or somebody else that you trust that you can because your back, like that's a hard place to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and this is one good reason why dermatologists and general practitioners can be helpful, because they can see areas that you can't. So these are good things to ask your doctor about.
I never even thought about to look at my scalp. And whenever I get, scanned over each year, I'm always like, oh yeah, that's right. It's not just hair up there. You could potentially have something growing up there on your scalp.
It's absolutely possible.
Okay. What are the biggest risk, though, factors that people need to be aware of, especially here in Idaho, 50th in the nation? That's not good.
It's not good.
No.
So sun exposure is the #1 risk factor. And the good news is that's something that we can control a little bit. So even in Idaho, where we have so many days of sunlight, which is wonderful, and especially for us who love the great outdoors, we want to spend time on it. Sun protection is really vital. So sunscreen with SPF 30 or greater. I like the long sleeve hooded sun shirts. Most of those are rated at SPF 50.
Wow.
I think just awareness, sunscreen only lasts an hour or two. You really do have to reapply, particularly if you're going to be outside all day. And, hats and, long sleeve. Those are just the kinds of simple things that we can do that might really make an impact in our Idaho skin cancer rates.
Yeah, so making sure that you're covering your body. If you're hiking, even though it's a hot day,
absolutely,
wear that hat.
Yes.
Get the hat wet. It actually acts as a coolant, right? But then you're also protecting your scalp. Yeah.
The best sun protection you can do is the one that you're actually willing to do. So pick something from that list.
That's good. I like that. And Dr. Taylor, help us understand, what are some of the biggest risk factors for Idahoans in particular? What makes skin cancer different here?
So in Idaho, we have so much sunshine, which is wonderful. Tons of days of being outdoors in the sun, lots of sportsmen and outdoors people out there. So sun exposure is the #1 risk factor. Other risk factors are genetics and family history. Those tend to play a role as well. In Idaho, we are 50% more likely to get skin cancer than living elsewhere in the United States.
Really?
And if you have a melanoma in Idaho, you're 20% higher mortality risk. That means risk of death from melanoma. These are alarming statistics. This is something Idahoans really do need to take seriously. We like to say prevent first and early detect next. So prevention is key, early detection is absolutely important as well. This is one of the cancers that actually does affect children. It can affect kids in their teens and in their 20s. And we do think that lifetime risk, it adds up over the course of your life. It starts with your children. So teach them good habits now.
Yes.
And protect them for later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so well said. I didn't even think about it actually being diagnosed in a teen.
Yeah, I think in Idaho we did some data searches, and I think we had 10 people under the age of 30 in Idaho who developed melanoma last year.
Melanoma.
So that is a very advanced, it can be a very advanced, very dangerous cancer.
Okay. All right. So where do we go to learn more?
So you can always go to your regular doctor. Primary care providers, your dermatologist should be a good source of information. And St. Alphonsus has resources available online as well. www.stalphonsus.org/schedule-me, and we can help.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Taylor.
You're
Really
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.